Let's talk about this Browns versus Bills game, people. The Browns season has not gone very well, so you're always looking for just kind of some light at the end of the tunnel, if you will. But not happening here in this one. The Browns lose. They move to 3-12 on the season. The Buffalo Bills, they keep on chugging along. They move to 11-4 as they look to really wrap up their division, possibly with an opportunity to do that, and then just get some positive momentum going into the postseason. Teams moving in really different directions. The Bills know who they are and who they want to be. The Browns soul-searching, if you will. But I'll give it to Cleveland. They fought. I'll give them some credit. There was no quitting them today, at least. And actually, they came out looking pretty good. Browns started the game with a touchdown. And then, they gave up a touchdown. The Bills got whatever they wanted on the ground. That's a good running team. James Cook, 16 carries on the day, 117 yards, got 2 tuds. Killed the Browns, absolutely killed us. Josh Allen was contained most of the game. The Browns did a hell of a job. Whatever the game plan was, clearly was addressing Josh Allen, but was not addressing James Cook. And that's kind of where we end up with this, right? Especially in the second quarter, the Bills got out ahead. They scored 2 touchdowns, I know they had 13 points in the second quarter, and so they took the lead going into halftime. It was 20-10, and obviously the Browns are not out of it at that point. And then they score a touchdown of their own in the third quarter, right? So they're in the game, but in the fourth quarter they couldn't get it going, and they had a chance at the end, right? The game ended 23-20. They had opportunities, but the Browns don't know how to win, and they don't know how to win against a good team, especially when you look at the inexperience you have at the quarterback position with Shador. Early on in the game, I know he had a TD. He had a pick, too. I think he ended the game with 2 picks. So he's going to do rookie things. I think, you have less talent than the Bills. I think you have very specific key positions that make the Bills more dangerous than the Cleveland Browns did. I want to give props to the Browns offensive line. It wasn't atrocious. It has been really bad. So I'm sure there were moments where it was bad, but just overall, I would say they played above my expectation. I thought it was going to be a train wreck. But they were able to actually hold the Bills, in terms of the, throwing in the air. It was just on the ground. They just killed the Browns. And with that final opportunity in the fourth quarter, the Browns they couldn't do anything with it. So the way I look at this game is pretty simple. The Browns don't know how to win close games. I don't think their coach is very good. I know that the talent pool is very limited. The defense, I know Myles Garrett had a half a sack, so he's within striking distance of the record, the single season record for sacks. He's going to have to do that against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ironically, TJ Watt ties that record with Michael Strahan, so that'll be an interesting situation there. But this is par for the course. The Browns don't know how to win. They just don't know. Inexperience, lack of talent, not putting it all together in a single game. Having good quarters, maybe a good half here and there. Again, I'll give the Browns credit. They hung in there and they fought, and they pretty much bottled up the Bills in the second quarter. Guys, the Buffalo Bills had 3 points in the second half, and it came in the third quarter. So I would argue that outside of the first half, in which James Cook basically ran amok, you look at those numbers, the Browns actually did their job defensively. But again, offense just runs out of steam. You know what I mean? Shout out to the defense, so somebody gets some credit, but it's not enough to beat a good team. The Bills are 11-4 with aspirations to make a Super Bowl run. You know what I'm saying? These teams are just in very different places. How did Shador play? I don't know, 20 of 29 for 157 yards. He had 2 interceptions. I can't say he played well. Not at all. Did he make some plays? Yeah, he made some plays, and that's good. He's got a lot of learning to do. Props to him for making the scrambles. I think he scrambled for 49, so he's willing to try to make plays, and he's tough. I'll give him some credit. But, this team is just so far away from being a winning team. It's pretty bad. Anyways, what'd you guys see in the game? Who'd you like? I know Judkins got hurt, and praying for a speedy recovery for him. Pretty bad injury. But yeah, we'll see if Myles Garrett gets the sack record next week against the Steelers. So a couple things to look forward to is the continued development of Shador, and maybe some chemistry with Fannin, and and then Myles Garrett reaching that key milestone. We'll see if he gets to that. So we'll make another video at that time when that bridge needs to be crossed. But like, share, subscribe, check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.